please welcome the co-founder of Upland, Dirk Lueth.
All right. Okay, found it, yeah, okay. Hello, everyone. All right. Okay, hi, my name is Dirk, co-founder, co-CEO of Upland, and I'm also chairman of OMA3, of the Open Metaverse Alliance. Just very raise your hands who have heard of Upland, just curious here. All right, okay, few, okay, good. Let me start with the presentation. So I'm going to explain today actually what is the concept of a super app, especially in context of Upland and then of NFTs. So Upland today, we sold almost, actually approaching 6 million NFTs so far, right? We're approaching also 4 million registered users. We have a lot of, engagement in our app, and we have, as you can see, over 300,000 landowners now, which makes us by far the largest metaverse out there in terms of landowners. The reason why we've been growing so fast is actually because from day one we have iOS and Android app, mobile first. We were going after mass audience, and we didn't focus really just on the crypto crowd. Also very proud, we just 2 weeks ago, we won the most innovative NFT project at the American Metaverse Awards, and we're doing lots of NFTs. For instance, we have a partnership with FIFA and with the NFL. So at FIFA, we want to get to the goal of Messi. Actually, you have to go to Upland in order to get it. We have here we have a partnership with the Samba Dance School in Brazil. And last but not least, we also have cars and car racing in Upland. Come to that in a second. So what is Upland? Basically, everyone probably knows Monopoly, the game. We started out as a property trading game. We are based on the real world. We're currently live in 23 cities in the US, in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro, and in Sao Paulo, and in Buenos Aires in Argentina, plus Porto. So that's the other cities. You don't have to be in those cities to play, but you can purchase land, also here, for instance, in Manhattan, and then you can build actually something on top of it. So you can build some structures. But today there's so much more you can do in Upland. So first of all, we gamified everything, so you can complete collections very much like a Monopoly, and increase your income on those properties when you complete those collections. But there's so many other things. You can play football, actually like a game here. You can dance samba, you can customize your homes, race cars, and you can construct for collectibles. So the way people extract monetary value out of Upland is that they can sell their NFTs for US dollars to other players. Like this, we already distributed to over $10 million to our players via the marketplace. Okay, so where do I have to click here? But our vision is, and our mission is, we become really this metaverse super app, right? So we want to really cover all those things which you basically see there. And as you can see, also our Llama or Miles B. Chain, our hero, right, really likes that approach. So, but matter what does actually super app means? And I don't know if one of you have heard about it. So the concept of super apps is basically well distributed in South America and especially in Asia. So WeChat actually started out as a chat app, and today there's so many other apps you can do. You have ride-hailing services. You can even call up your doctor through it, and so on. So lots of things. Another one example is Gojek out of Indonesia, where actually there was also a ride-hailing for motor taxis. They started out with that, but then they added payment functions to it, delivery services, and so on. So it's more, there's always something where those super apps started. Rappi is another example out of Colombia, right? They started out as also a delivery service. Today they have payments, and I think they have dog walking and lots of other things. I'm not using it personally, but that's actually basically the basic idea. So when you think about a super app, all right, what you do is actually you have some kind of a core service, and then you add all those mini apps to it. First of all, but it was important that they are they're integrated into the main app as such, or dApp as we say, of course, in the blockchain world. They are contextual, right? There's something which makes sense at a certain moment, and it's very easy. It's completely seamlessly, right? And it's quite a long time this concept has been around. And Mike Lazardis, he was actually RIM and BlackBerry very early days, right? He says once you start using, you wonder how you ever lived without them. And in the case of Upland, is what we say our core service right now is virtual properties. It's basically land NFTs. But then we say, okay, now we have what we call so-called our apps moment. And the apps moment is either for us as Upland, and you can think about us as like iOS or Apple, right? Where we provide some apps, but also we open up our software to third-party developers. And our vision is that we want to really connect them all to it. So if you have a Web 2 or Web 3 application, you can now connect it to Upland through our APIs. So that means you can actually take your assets from Upland easily to these other worlds and the way back also. You can take your identity, right? You can take your money, you can take your NFTs and everything and use it in that other world, which is a very unique concept, which is not out there. So we launched it actually quite a little bit more quietly in November, but I think we have over 100 developers already signed up for it. Then why would you do it? First of all, you benefit from our economy and our payment infrastructure, what a super app is doing, when we have all this play and earn features. But the nice thing is also, because not everyone is really savvy developers in blockchain, you do not have to have blockchain knowledge. We obfuscate that completely for you. Also, how we obfuscate blockchain for our users. That's always, because we always believe this has a much higher potential for mass adoption. And last but not least, of course, you benefit from our reach and our community. So one example app we've built, so in Upland, on purpose, we have built in friction when you want to go in Upland from San Francisco, New York, you have to take a plane, takes money and time, but also, when you want to go, that's not yet implemented from A to B in Upland, you need to take actually a car. But also you can do car racing, and the car racing is actually a separate app. So you go into a property, and then this new app opens up, and then you can actually do a car racing where you take your cars out of Upland with you. So then some other examples we already implemented. So I mentioned this Play Football. It's like a Rocket League type of game. This is actually third-party developers, and it's not from us. Or we had, with this Samba school back when Carnival, we had in Rio de Janeiro, we had a big event, where people were dancing, actually met here in an immersive environment and were dancing Samba. Okay. So what is our strategy? And we invite everyone to join us. First of all, we have these integrated game engagement points in Upland, very much like iOS, right? When you have your weather app or something, you have something there, right? What you do in Upland is basically do something like you do treasure hunting and lots of other things. We're adding a social layer to it, so people can either use communications, or we're going to have cafes where people can meet and hang out together when they're fans. So we're onboarding now also other NFT communities. Just recently we started, who knows, maybe Mavion, which is a big community for NFTs. So we onboarded them into Upland as well. Commerce, our users and our developers, they can sell their digital goods. So in Upland also we have what we call metapreneurs. They can run and operate shops in Upland and sell NFTs to other players. Either they resell FIFA or NFLPA assets, or maybe they have created their own assets. Then we have the external apps, what I just showed from Upland, the car racing, and then the third-party external apps. But everything is always user-controlled and user-owned, which is very important. And we're big believers also in rebuilding the world, which is our mantra, where we say, okay, it's everything sustainable. We're working, on our carbon footprint, and we're supporting like Susan G. Komen, breast cancer foundations, and other things. We have launched in beta our NFT portal, where you can import those NFTs. And what I mentioned earlier, we co-founded, and I encourage everyone in this room to join OMA3.org, which is the Open Metaverse Alliance for Web3, where we're setting standards for interoperability, and in general also for the OMA3, OMA3.org. Please join us. We also have a nice event tomorrow. Happy maybe some of you want to join there and learn a bit more what we're doing there in OMA3. So that is basically it. If you want to connect with us in Upland, of course, we have an email down there and Twitter. This is a QR code. If you want to get into Upland, as I said, we have iOS, Android app. You can use it and enjoy, and I see you in the metaverse. Thank you very much, everyone.